Hello and welcome to our podcast. I'm Risa.
I'm concerned for Risa's well-being.
And we're the Krolmeister sisters. As a reminder, this podcast is rated T for teen for strong language and mature themes.
If you would like a podcast... That's actually a podcast, let's be honest here. If you like a podcast where people don't just, sit around talking at the stream and shit like that, maybe they don't swear. Anyway, point is, if you'd like another kind of podcast, if we aren't your cup of tea, go on over to hers very own Unlocked. But only if you like Nancy Drew. Otherwise, it doesn't make any sense.
We're doing great
I think
tonight.
This is a quality intro. Quality intro.
I like it. We're keeping it. We're going. Ask me what today is about.
What's today about, sister?
Let's try this again. Ask me what today is about.
Sister, what are we talking about today?
Thank you so much for asking. Today we're going to talk about the Sonny Joon Conundrum. What makes a good reference in a Nancy Drew game?
What indeed?
What indeed? I have to say it like that. I was really excited to say it. So, the Sonny Joon Conundrum. What does that mean? Well, I'll tell you in my thesis statement. So, I originally...
Takes a sip of her drink in order to be able to do it.
I'm not going to lie to you guys. In our show notes, I literally almost had this as an outline, like, thesis.
Yes.
This, and then keep going. I kept most of it in, including there is a conclusion.
There is.
So, what do I mean by the Sonny Joon Conundrum? Everyone can tell you that in the beginning few games where we had Sonny Joon, it was something so fun to see from game to game. We saw his notes. It was awesome. It was like, oh my goodness, Sonny Joon, he was at Beach Hill. Oh my gosh, Sonny Joon, he was in Minette Studio. Oh my goodness, this is so crazy and cool. They're connected. Remember that
brought
last
the games
game?
Together.
And then it just kept happening. And it kept happening. And then we got Shattered Medallion. It's a reference that got taken too far. A good reference taken too far. So that's about the Sonny Joon Conundrum. So what can we learn from this? Well, let's take a few more examples. So let's talk about good references. References that are fun, make sense to us, stuff like that. First off, Nancy's suitcases.
Yes. Also, within the same vein, her desk.
Yeah.
You know, because we have things in there that, like, we've got Cocoa Kringles bars, we've got postcards, and then we've got things from past games, like the little hula girl from Creature of Kapu Cave, things like that. So
just little things that you can see, just like things you could have bought in a last game. Like, because there are so many games where you can just buy things. Or, just showing up in the suitcase, like the Beach Hill, like, program and stuff that's in...
Exactly.
I think it's Danger on Deception Island in her suitcase. And there's also, like, a tabloid about the Mayans or something like that. Stuff like that. That's cute. Mm-hmm. The first few Sonny references, I think everyone's pretty in agreement on that. I think... up until about Ransom of the Seven Ships is where it stops being so cute. But I like the one in Captive Curse. Right? That one's not bad.
Yeah. Because that's like just a literal little, we hired him and nope, this was a bad idea.
They didn't even hire him. They were just like, he could be
They were looking at him.
Oh, he has artistic sensibilities. I might use him for raid.
That's right.
Which is cute. Just any, like, articles and clippings from last games. Like, there's that clipping in Message in a Haunted Mansion about Rick Arlen.
Yeah, Rick Arlen, which actually, alludes to, Nancy's involvement in helping, stop the Dwayne Powers situation. I don't even remember all the details about that.
No, that's
the
for...
Rick Arlen.
That's for a later Ariana stream.
Yeah.
You have
I
that.
can figure out how to play that. Yeah.
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 Also, like, in Curse of Blackmore Manor, we have, not only does Jane, like, have pictures of, I think she has Brady and Rick, pictures of them.
She definitely has pictures of Brady Armstrong. She's got that big old poster of him.
Oh, yeah. Isn't Brady so dreamy?
Isn't he so dreamy? That terrible little accent.
Yeah. So there's that. That's cute. Also, like, little things. Just, like, references of, like, names and stuff, too. Like, in Danger by Design, we have that little portal where it's, like, Jane has put her stuff to good use and has made all these cute little games, right?
Yeah.
That's cute.
And speaking of Danger by Design, then we go into Trail of the Twister, and it's literally the smallest thing, and I wouldn't have noticed if I wasn't going through the channels on the TV. There's literally one of the channels that you go to, it gives you a little commercial about Ms. McKay's line, and it's just the briefest little reference to Heather McKay becoming a fashion designer, which is fantastic. That's so, like, cute. I don't think I ever caught it before.
Yeah.
So it's nice little...
I loved that, because it was definitely something, like, since we've replayed that game recently, because I bet at the time we didn't remember, because it had been several years between the games. Right. So it probably wasn't much of a reference for us at the time. But replaying it now, it's cute. I love that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also the cute little things like phone backgrounds, phone charms, stuff like that. Easter eggs even sometimes are references to past games.
Yeah.
Things like that. Those are good references. Nice
little things that, like, they're not big, they're not like... Okay, they're like a bee flying by you. You don't necessarily see it. Maybe you heard it a little bit and you kind of caught a little bit of it. Not a baseball being thrown at your face.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Whereas our bad examples of references that are just not great. And I'm going to start with the entirety of Secrets Can Kill Remastered. Pretty much
whole fucking game.
Everything in that game was a reference to a past game, and it was not in a good way. It was opening a book and having serve no purpose for the game, and literally have it just be an entire story of just names we know saying things that make no sense.
Things I know.
Oh my goodness, that's a thing I know.
Just like, Jesus Christ. One of my least favorite ones, I don't know why it bugs me so much, in Sea of Darkness, wait.
Yes.
That is what's called.
Yes,
Jesus
that
Christ.
is what it's called.
Wait, no. Anyway, in Sea of Darkness, there is the comic that Sonny Joon has, for some reason, left behind there. We don't know. Do we know why Sonny was there?
No.
We don't, do we?
No.
Anyway, he leaves behind this comic that he does of himself and Robot Nancy, and it is the dumbest thing, and it irritates me to no end. I don't know why.
It just takes too much time. I think is my main issue with that one, is it takes a lot of time to read it and everything, so it just feels so...
like, shoved in there. It's just let's wedge this in.
Yeah, it's weird.
Unless you're me and don't read anything.
That's true. Ariana doesn't read anything.
Ariana's secretly illiterate.
I would also have to put in the Shattered Medallion just as a game. As an entire game.
Just based entirely on the fact that Sonny Joon was just a reference point.
Sonny Joon is a reference to a past game, and they took that reference to past games and made it its own game, and that makes it bad. Like, I'm sorry to anyone who likes Shattered Medallion, but the entire point of the game is that it's a reference to past games. And
I disagree, but we'll go on.
on its own, that's not enough to make it a good game. No. Or a good reference to a past game, even.
Certainly not.
Because once you get into it, just the later Sonny references just get so bad. Because they're just too much.
Because they later decided that they didn't just want him as a reference point anymore because everybody loved his references. So then they went, no, he's a fucking solid character and we're gonna make a storyline all about him and we're gonna carry it from game because you know that they're not done with it.
Yeah, I know.
They're not done.
Well, you know, if they continue making games.
If they ever make another
game, then yeah, probably Sonny will be involved. Well, we do know from Captive Curse that Sonny Joon did work in Salem on paranormal tours. So
it's gonna be there.
Maybe. It'll just another ridiculous comic left for us, maybe. Also Spied, just in general, bugs me because of that. Because Spied as a thing only exists because it's a reference to Sonny Joon, who's a reference to past games, who's a reference to himself. So
we're going down the reference rabbit hole.
Yeah, I think that's a main issue, honestly. I think that's my main issue with Sonny Joon and those references. So, like, those are good references and bad references. Now, what about those extenuating circumstances? References, good references, gone bad, if you were.
When good references go bad. Tonight on Good References Go Bad, we have
the ending of Ransom of the Seven Ships with Dwayne Powers. That was a awesome concept. Bring back a past villain to be the villain of your game unexpectedly. Making Nancy's choices and her decisions have consequences in the series.
Brilliant!
But they did it so poorly. It was just terrible.
Terrible execution.
Just awful execution. Because what ends up happening is there's no clue as to who it is. So it doesn't make sense. So I want to say fixing 3 games, Ransom of the Seven Ships. It's in our first We Fix 3 Games episode where I think I go on for 20 minutes about that game. So it's a long...
Potentially.
on ways to make that reference work. Make the entire game work. So that one could have been good. And then just wasn't.
And then we have, Tino Balducci in White Wolf of Icicle Creek, which is a great reference in that, you know, bringing back this old character, and having him be a part of the game, and we know his shenanigans, and then, like, Chantal does not, and so that's, you know, a kind of neat little part of it. But then we get the line. Yeah, it's me, Tito Balducci. Remember from that last train to Blue Moon Canyon we went on? That was spot on. Don't even try to deny it.
That was, pretty much. That line just, when good references go bad.
When good references go bad. Just, like...
Yes.
Could have been, like... everything else about him being in that, because as much as I hate him as a character and how much he, like, irritates me, and as a point for Chantal to be like, no, you had to talk to him, otherwise, you know, I'm gonna fire you, that sort of shit. Like, as much as I hate that, just Tino's influence on it, and having it be like a callback to, we know what he is actually like, and that's fun. That's very interesting. But, like, yeah. Just that whole little bit. No. Stop it, her.
I mean, pretty much. Same with, like, brands like Krolmeister and Coco Kringle. It's just, like, it could be good. It creates continuity within the universe. It's, you know, it's nice to see from thing to thing, just to notice a little bit. But when every single machine in a game is Krolmeister, every single thing you look at, every puzzle you look at is something made by Krolmeister? That's too much.
I was trying to explain this to Adam earlier because you wrote that when 5 machines in this game are Krolmeister. I was like, no, you don't understand. It's like a fucking monopoly.
It is. It's a monopoly. Someone needs to go in there and just shake things up.
Someone needs to stop them. But similar to Tino, we have the people who get brought back as phone friends, and also the phone friends who get brought back as other characters, like Charlene Purcell, who gets brought back from phone friend to normal character. Although these people, for the most part, don't remember Nancy.
No, they don't. Which seems weird. I feel like Charlena doesn't remember Nancy just for, like, legal reasons, because she didn't credit us in the book. So it's like, I don't remember what you're talking about. You who
I
gave
don't know.
me
I've never been on a train to Blue Moon Canyon.
You're on right now. I've never heard of Shadow Ranch in my life. I just wrote a book about a fictional place called Shadow Ranch.
I went the wrong way. I apologize.
I got it. But yeah, phone friends like that, like Hotchkiss, comes back in other games, which is okay, except
as long as they retire her.
Yes,
like
please,
right
now.
Don't bring her back again. If you do, have it be like in written form, not in phone form. Just because, as much as we love her, don't overuse her, for the love of God. As so far, we've brought back Jamila once, which was so very welcome, and it made sense because it was in reference to Spide and Sonny Joon.
Yeah.
So it was like
that actually did make sense.
That totally made sense. I feel like at some point, there should be like some reference to an Egyptology thing, and we can call Jamila and be like, "Hey, what do you know about this?" Well, you see, that would be great. That'd be awesome. But yeah. But some of those people,
Rutherford.
just, Prudence, Rutherford,
no more.
I don't count as a reference anymore. She's just a staple. She's that character. I don't know how to put,
I think she's in 4 games. I think when we last counted it was 4. I can only think of 3 off the top of my head.
Are we counting? Okay, well,
and I'm not counting the ones where she just donates things and we see her name on it. I'm counting Scarlet Hand, Phantom of Venice, Danger by Design. That's the one
we actually talk to her.
Yeah.
Okay.
That might be...
there's the ones where we actually talk to her, and then there's one where she donates. There's another one where we see an article.
We see a lot of stuff about
her.
her.
We see like a picture of her at one point.
That's just in Scarlet Hand.
Is that in Scarlet Hand? I could not for the life of me remember. I'm like, I don't know. Prudence Rutherford is just littered all over there.
She is. They do a lot of stuff
ridiculous.
with her. I think it might only be 3 games. If they retire her there, I think it's good. And just don't do any more. Because otherwise it would be too much. 3 times the charm.
I don't know. We could have like an all-star game. It's like we get to call Prudence Rutherford and then Charlena and Hotchkiss. And it's like, woo! Yeah. So, and Hannah. Eventually Hannah comes back. That'd be great.
I would love it. We've only talked to Hannah once. One time. That's the only time we get to talk to her. Is Message in a Haunted Mansion. I'm pretty sure.
Other times we just get to hear her on the voicemail.
This is the Drew residence.
At home.
Yep.
This is the Drew residence. Please leave your message. Hi, Hannah. It's Nancy.
Bye, Hannah. Okay. So what can so we've given examples of good ones and bad ones, and ones that can be good and bad at the same time. So we can now extrapolate from this data what makes a good reference and what makes a bad reference. So from what we can see, good references, it's like, is it funny on its own? Without knowing the source material. Yes. Then it's good. Does the story rely on it? Then it's bad. Is it something you can blink and you'll miss it? Then it's good. Like the Sonny Joon reference in Cap. You don't have to look at that page, so when you do, it's a little bonus. It's like, right?
Or the Heather McKay thing in Twister.
Yeah, Trello the Twister. But is it shoved in your face like a drunk person at a bar attempting to make a play on words who just keeps elbowing you until you give them a pity laugh? Then it's bad. So, to me, the answer now is it's the Shrek. It's the Shrek answer. The Shrek answer. Why do references work in Shrek that don't work in other things? The answer is it has to be funny on its own, and you have to be able to have it happen without noticing it. I know, I didn't write any of this down. So, take Shrek. Take Shrek. Shrek 2. There's a poster. I'm taking this. I read someone's talk about this. There's a poster in Shrek 2 on Fiona's wall, right? On Fiona's wall in her childhood bedroom that says it's Sir Justin. And it's supposed to look like... It's supposed to look like Justin Timberlake, right? And it's just, you see it for a split second, right? Like, it's maybe on screen for like 5 seconds. If you didn't know who Justin Timberlake was, it's still a funny reference because it's just a celebrity. If you don't see it, it doesn't affect the story without seeing it. So it works. Same thing happens with, like, the first Shrek movie where they go to a Duloc and everything is supposed to look like Disneyland. But if you've never heard of Disneyland or seen Disneyland, it would still be a funny thing to you. So that's the balance you have to strike between it. It has to be something that people will get, but if you don't get it, it's still funny on its own. And if it's not something that wouldn't be funny on its own, then it has to be unnoticeable to people who wouldn't see it. Who wouldn't get it. I had words. They were working for a while.
They were working very well for very long.
Thank you. But if someone doesn't get the reference, it has to be unnoticeable to them then, for the most part. And I think... In conclusion, references are not inherently bad or good. It's their context and their usage which define them.
You're a thief.
I am. I'm a dirty I plagiarized that completely. From Ariana's notes. But it's true. References have to be... They aren't inherently good or bad for being a reference. So if there's a reference in a game, it's not automatically going to be good because I get what it means. Because there's always Shattered Medallion. So, you know... But they're also not inherently bad because some of them are funny, like the Heather McKay thing. You know?
Yeah, just having a random thing on the TV that you can see. It's just funny.
It's funny, and if it makes you laugh, then it's a good reference. If it doesn't make you laugh, it's a bad reference.
You know what? And you know what? One that we neglected to mention, just to give it a nod, all of the radio stuff in Alibi and Ashes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That's our conclusion.
That's Reese's thesis for the evening.
That is my I came up with so many. You guys have no idea. I came up with like 5 different ideas that I just worded like academic papers for some reason. Which hopefully we'll use in later podcasts.
There you go.
So you guys can also hear my ideas.
A brilliant wit.
Yes. So that's what we think about references. If you guys have a different idea on references, if there's something you think we neglected to add to the conversation, just let us know on our SoundCloud, Twitter, Tumblr, YouTube, or Twitch.
You got it, sister.
Yeah, I remembered them. There's so many. And hi, Kat. I'm sorry.
She was so on the ball for like so long, you guys.
Yeah, I got lost. You can now subscribe to us on Twitch if you want. You'll get a cute little wine glass emote if you do. Also, you can buy us a coffee online at ko-fi/.com/the
Don't put slash before .com, you guys.
ko-fi.com/Krolmeister Sisters. So, as a reminder, I'm Risa.
I'm Ariana.
And we're the Krolmeister Sisters. And we're asking you guys to stay sleuthy.